All right, welcome back to another HubSpot 101 tutorial video. Hunter is going to cover essentially all the different properties, how you can group them, get them organized, how to create them, the different types of properties, and it's going to lead very well into our object property tutorial. So with that being said, I'm going to let Hunter jump straight into it. If you're trying to understand properties, different groupings, how to organize them, how to create them, what the different types of properties are, then this video is for you. And I will let Hunter get started right now.
Properties are essentially just fields within the CRM that are used to house data such as somebody's name, email, phone number, application questions, things like that. You can essentially create these properties to house essentially any kind of data that you would like. So to be able to take a look at all of the properties that you have for your account and to create new ones, what you would do is you would click on the gear icon on the top of your HubSpot toolbar here. And then on the left side of the settings page, you're going to scroll down to data management and click on properties. And when you click on properties, it will take you to this section here. By default, it will take you to contact properties. Now, the properties are broken down between objects, which will be another video here upcoming. But essentially, the way that this works is HubSpot likes to segregate properties by object. So that would be contact properties, company properties, deal properties, invoice properties, ticket properties, and so on and so forth, right? So you want to make sure that when you create properties that you are creating a property within the associated object that you are intending to use it in. For example, if you are trying to create a new field to house some kind of data for an application question, that would typically go under the contact properties for the contact object. So for example, we'll create a test property here. So the property is going to be, I'm just going to call it test123. And then here is going to ask you what object type that you want. Again, we'll break down the objects in another video a bit further. But again, these essentially just segregate the types of properties between objects. So we want to make sure that this is going to be a contact property, which should be what it is by default. And then you can also add this to a group of properties. So they have some by default contact activity, contact information, but you can also then go and create your own groups of properties, which make it easier when you are on that previous page looking at properties. You can select a group of properties. If, for example, you were creating this for an application, you could put this underneath the application group, and then you could filter by the application grouping of properties and be able to easily find them a lot faster, right? So in this case, we're going to then select the field type. Now there are several different field types here. You can do single line text for short answer, multi-line text for long answer, rich text for like coding and things. You could also do phone numbers, which will format phone numbers based off of the country code. And then they also have number, date picker, checkbox properties, radio select, and drop down. You can also create calculation properties or roll-up properties and score properties, or sync this property to another property, which will be a separate video as well. Or you can simply make this property a HubSpot user. A good example use case of the HubSpot user one would be, who is assigned to this client, and you would use like contact owner or setter owner or closer owner or even ticket owner or deal owner. And those properties are typically HubSpot user properties that basically allow you to select a specific user in the CRM. So in this case, I'm just going to create a single line text property, and then I'll go ahead and create that. And then it will take you right back to this page here. So again, another example just to show you how the contact properties function within the CRM is under the CRM tab, you have what essentially each one of these tabs here are another object, right? So contact, companies, deals, tickets are going to be the four main objects that you use in HubSpot, where each one of these objects has a separate set of properties associated to it. So contacts has contact properties, companies have company properties, deals have deal properties, tickets have ticket properties, right? So that way it keeps everything segregated. So just to show you an example, for example, if I was to go to CRM and contacts, and we went to this contacts page here, any property that you had just created in the contact properties section on the previous page would be available here, where you can edit columns and you could put in any of those properties here. And you can add those into here. And essentially you can add that as a column here. And then if you were to click on any of these properties, it would take you to a contact page that looks like this, where it has all of the properties on the left side here. And essentially all of those properties are housed here, and you can customize this view as well, which will also be a separate view. But for example, I'm going to show you the property we just created. So you can search for it here, test 1, 2, 3, and then you can put in any information here. Go ahead and click save. And then now that will be saved underneath that contact. So I hope this gives you a good overview of how the properties work, and stay tuned for how the objects flow works as well.
All right, guys, I hope that video was helpful. With that being said, we have hundreds of these videos that we roll out every single week. So if you are on the very beginning side of getting your HubSpot account set up, then you might as well shorten your learning curve and go ahead and dive through all of the HubSpot 101 videos that are located on my page. If you're looking for more advanced content, you can go find the HubSpot how-tos, where we talk about setting up setter engines, closer engines, show rate engines, reactivation, onboarding, client journey, upsell, renewal, you name it, along with some of the marketing stuff that we can actually help you get set up just through those tutorials. If you are looking for somebody to actually come in and help your team get this done properly so that your sales team can run super, super fast, your marketing has all the reporting they need, et cetera, you can go ahead and click the application link down below. And as always, if you are building these things as you're going through these videos, I would recommend grabbing all of the documentation that comes with every single one of these HubSpot 101 videos. You can also find that down below. With that being said, my name is Aaron Platt. I am the CEO and founder of Sales Momentum, and we do some really cool shit. So if you're looking for the more advanced, I do recommend going to our page, but if not, stay on the 101s. A lot of people set this stuff up really wrong. They don't know what they have access to, and this is going to shorten that learning curve for you.